Hey guys, what's up? JCD here from Kicking It Classic with JCD. And after a long hiatus, and I hate to say this, a much needed hiatus, we're back. There's going to be a shoot ton of content coming just this week alone. There's going to be this video, which was not planned. There's going to be 2 episodes of Kicking It Classic with JCD to catch up on season 4. A preview episode of JCD Takes On, which will be the new show to the network, I guess, here that we can call it. And if things go as planned, I'm hoping to do an episode of Unpopular on Friday with Toph. I'd like to hope. You can follow the show on Twitter at KITCWJCD. The Facebook page, facebook.com/KingingClassicJCD. And, you know, let's jump right into it. Last night, Big E becomes WWE champion, and I gotta tell you, this was awesome. This was done amazingly, and the fact that you still have people bitching and moaning about it, complaining, crying about it, it's ridiculous. We're at a point, and listen, WWE has a shit ton of problems. No one, including myself, are gonna try to tell you otherwise. Let me rephrase that. There are hardcores and there are diehards with every company. And people who can't see reality, can't see facts, can't handle certain truths, they exist. I'm not going to lie. I am not one of those guys. I can tell you something was good on Raw, and I could also tell you, Jesus Christ, that was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. But lately, and I guess it's an IWC narrative driven by Meltzer, Alvarez, you know, racist JD, douchebag, and it's a shame that I share somewhat of the same initials with that piece of shit. Jerry can go fuck himself. He's a disgrace to 718 as someone who grew up there, you know. But that's another show for another day, which is coming when we take on internet, quote-unquote, influencers, and, you know, my opinion is the only opinion that matters. But I digress. So, you know, but the fact is you got people complaining, you got people crying about it. You know, oh, this was in reaction to Dynamite being Raw in the demo. Let me put it to you like this, because we're forgetting one key element of this. Dynamite beat Raw in that demo by not even a point. Okay? I think it was like 0.52 to 0.51, or 0.53 to 0.51. So, like this big, the size of JD's penis. And Raw was on Labor Day. So you're going to brag about beating a holiday show, but yet, you know, when Christmas was on a Wednesday, oh, don't take that rating into account because you know it was Christmas. Don't take, you know, oh, the night before Thanksgiving, people travel into account. Okay. Oh, and by the way, SmackDown bitch slapped Dynamite in the demo on Friday night. So do you want to go there too? I mean, are we going there or not? So, you know, but getting back to the original thing with Big E, I don't see how the fuck you can complain about this unless you're just either a miserable person or you're literally just so anti-WWE with your bias that you literally are complaining just to complain. Remember those fake tears for Thea Trinidad Friday night? Yeah, not one of you could give 2 shits about her prior to that. And, you know, half of you people were even bitching that she re-signed with the company. So, you know, keep showing your fraud cards. We're going to keep exposing them. So, what do you complain about with Big E? You know, oh, they did it to counter Dynamite. No, they didn't. They did it to counter Monday Night Football. Yeah, because that's on the same night. That's smart programming. Okay? And, you know, if you look back over the years, they've always tried to do something on those NFL Monday night, especially the openers. Once you get into the season, especially this year's going to be 17 weeks, so it's going to be what it's going to be. You're going to get some games that no matter what you put on there, the game's just going to be so good that nothing's going to draw against it. But then you're going to have the weeks where the game's like, okay. You know, and you can load up a show to go up against it. They do the same thing with the college football national title game, and that used to be on Monday nights. I mean, why do you think Bret Hart debuted on January 4th, and also that show main evented with Cena versus Sheamus, the rematch for the title from TLC, because they were going up against the national title game, okay? You know, half you guys who claim to, oh, I'm the smartest person in the business, I know this, I have a radio show, or I have, you know, a website and a podcast, or I have, you know, 17 million YouTube viewers, bow before me, blah, 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 blah. You're fucking idiots. You don't know shit about anything, Dave LaBrecca. And, you know, it's fucking comical, you know. Everybody, oh, they're doing this. No, they're not. They're doing it because they have to look out for their product, for their company. As bad as it might be in some aspects, they still are trying to do what they think is the right thing to do. And you know what? There is no written rule anywhere that Vince needs to lay down for fucking anybody. He doesn't need to lay down for AEW. He doesn't need to lay down for the NFL. He doesn't need to lay down for anything. So if they made a decision to do this last night, they can do that. It doesn't matter what you fucking think. Okay? Stop being a miserable twat and either enjoy that they did something unexpected and different. Okay? What the fuck else? Or don't watch it, okay? This was out there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon that this was happening, okay? Now, and don't get me wrong, I understand the skepticism that, oh, there's no way they're going to do this, they're going to fuck this up. I get that. I am with you 1,000%. I was not sold that he was cashing in successfully last night. I figured the fact that they announced it and there were reports that he was going to be all over the show, I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're doing this last night. Even watching the show, I wasn't sold. I thought maybe Keith Lee would show up. I thought maybe Riddle, let me backtrack a little. Once Lashley attacked Riddle and Orton, I became skeptical that they were going to go after Lashley. I know it was only like two and a half minutes because they cut to the commercial. Heaven forbid they try to keep a hook going. Like, that's the other thing I saw. Oh, why do you go to a commercial? Ooh, fuck you. You know, and they did it. You know, I wasn't sold until it happened. I didn't think he would lose the cash in straight up, but I really thought something was going to happen, and it didn't. And it was a genuine moment. It was awesome. The reaction in Boston was phenomenal. You know, and that's what they're going for. Now, of course, here's the key in all this. And it's not you miserable twats on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and, you know, all your other bullshit. It's, how do they follow it up next week? And I've seen some people complain, oh, well, you know, this wasn't teased, this wasn't whatever, you know, why did they keep teasing with Roman and Heyman and, you know, 5 months ago on Talking Smack, they, you know, this, that. You know what it was called? Geniuses? It's called the old magician trick. Look over here, but don't look at what's going on over here. And that's what it was. They outsmarted a shit ton of you last night, which realistically isn't that hard to do. And that's what they did. You know, anybody with half a fucking brain, and I'm probably being kind, would have seen the minute Lashley destroyed Kofi at Money in the Bank, that was where Big E was going to cash. I'm sorry, not where. That was who Big E was going to cash in on. That it was going to be Lashley. It was never going to be Roman. There is no world right now where Big E, in any scenario, beats Roman Reigns. The two names I've heard for Roman, as far as WrestleMania goes, are The Rock and Drew McIntyre. Okay? And it's going down at Survivor Series with Rock and Roman as far as some sort of segment goes. Because apparently, the story is Rock, it's going to be like Rock 25. They're going to do like this whole celebration thing for The Rock. And then Roman's going to come out. And that's when all hell's going to go down. Now, it's just a matter of, I've seen the reports that, oh, maybe they save it for Hollywood because it's more fitting. I've also seen it this year. Like I said, I've heard Drew is going to be the guy that goes to SmackDown, and I've heard that's going to be the feud eventually, which is fine. Plus, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something along the way. I wouldn't sleep on Balor. I'm seeing that gain some steam. I don't think it happens, but it's at least plausible. But the bottom line is Big E was never going to cash in on Roman. Okay, you've got Balor, you've got Lesnar, you've got Drew on the horizon. You maybe have Rock. I'm sure they're going to do a Roman Rollins match at some point because they keep going to it, and it could work in this dynamic. Big E was never cashing in on Roman. And again, it was a case of look to the left, don't look at what's going on the right. It's not their fault you were too stupid enough not to see it. So, so that's how we got there. Now, the key to all this is definitely going to be how they follow up next week. If they were smart, you keep it simple. You have Big E open the show, and you have him cut a promo explaining why he chose Lashley. That's what you need to do. Okay? Even if MVP has to come out and be like, why me? Why us? As long as you walk out of by 8:30, I'm sorry, they're doing some work by my house. By 8:30, you walk out with an explanation as to why, this is fine. What you need to stop doing, stop being a twat, open your eyes a little bit, stop listening to bullshit narratives from a bunch of jackasses, and start watching things for yourself. If you don't like it, that's fine. But you know what? You may find something out that you thought was bad because some jerk-off with his cat that he fucks in the ass didn't like. Don't base your opinion off him. Don't base your opinion off some bitter wannabe, 25-year-old douchebag who still lives in his fucking mom's attic, who's the equivalent of a jilted ex-girlfriend who got told, no, we don't need you, okay? And don't listen to some failure who thinks because he fucking hangs on to the wannabe cool uncle that his opinion matters, because he doesn't, okay? Because he's a bitter failure, and he would have, for all the shit he talks, he'd be on Fox in a heartbeat if they offered him the gig. But the difference is Fox doesn't offer the gig to just shit. Okay? Don't listen to some wig-wearing whore. Okay? Watch for yourself. Form your own opinion. You might not be so miserable after all. I'm JCD, and I don't give a fuck if this offended anybody.